Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you have been here before, and welcome if you're new. My name is Jenny. Today it is TBR time, so if you are not familiar with TBR Snail Trail, I will link the playlist down below. The first video in that playlist will have all of the rules, explain all of the kind of little weird nuances of the game. So if you're not familiar with it and you want to know all the rules, you can go back to that video. But otherwise, yeah, let's talk about my plans for reading for the month. I will say, first of all, I almost didn't do this video purely because I am focusing on one book in particular right now, which I'll talk about here in a second when I talk about last month's TBR. This is my main focus. It has been for the month of July, and it will be throughout August as well until I finish this. So I know that this is going to be taking up a good chunk of reading time for me, and I was kind of planning on doing like try a chapter of a bunch of books that are on my shelf, that are on my These Books Will Self-Destruct list, just to see if there's any of those that are going to be automatic DNFs. And try chapter tags, if you've never done them, they take a lot of time because you're reading like 20 pages-ish of like 5 books. So that's 100 pages. That's a novella. So I toyed around with not doing this, but honestly, at the end of the day, I just enjoy playing this game. It's fun to see what kind of curveballs it can throw sometimes. Hopefully this one will be an easy one and it won't throw curveballs at me. But you know, you never know. So with that said, how did I do last month? Absolutely terrible. I didn't read a single book that was on my July TBR. I have only physically been reading, well, I finished Darius the Great Is Not Okay, but as far as like physical reading after that, this is the only book I read in July. And then I listened to, I think, 2 audiobooks and then part of a 3rd one and DNF'd it. But none of those were actually on my TBR. They could have been because they fit some of the challenges, but they weren't the official TBR books. So I read none of them. Good thing I don't do punishments, because this would be a punishment heavy month if that were the case. But anyways. Yeah, I don't want to punish myself for picking up a really long book that I am really enjoying, and I'm being thoughtful about the reading of it instead of like trying to rush through it, or choosing an audiobook for this one, because I just really wanted to read it physically and take my time, and that's what I'm doing, and it has been a great reading experience so far. So there's that. Because I am, you know, a third of the way through or more of this, I am probably still going to try to fit it on this TBR if it fits for anything, but we shall see. Yeah, let's jump into figuring out which of the 3 die I'm going to be using. And then I'll make my stack for the end of the game, so that you can see those, and then we'll get into the rolls. All right, so I got the D8, which is going to be fun for the game. I don't think I've gotten the D8 in a while, but hopefully we roll high. So these are the 8 books that I am going to be, that I'll choose the last book from the game. The die will choose for me. So I included a couple of books on from my These Books Will Self-Destruct video. One I really want to read, and then 3 arcs because it is Arc August. And while I don't like officially participate, I would like to get to these sooner rather than later. So these are the 8 books that are going to be up for the die to choose at the end of the game. Roll number 1. We have a 4. And that gives us a new to you author. All right, so new author lets me put this one, We Need New Names, on my TBR because I've never read from this author before. This was gifted to me by one of my friends from college, and I am so eager to read this book. I genuinely do not know anything about it except it comes highly recommended from her. And also Heidi from My Reading Life said that it was fantastic too. So two great encouraging reviews of this. So yeah, I'm very excited to read We Need New Names. Roll 2 is a 1, and that is nonfiction. So then we got nonfiction, which not necessarily how I want to start it off, but I have really been on like an essay kick lately. And one of the arcs that I have is Newsroom Confidential by Margaret Sullivan. So this is about Margaret Sullivan's time in like the newsroom, including her time. I think she was the editor of the New York Times, maybe. I did a lot of my study in undergrad about media law and policy. I did my thesis on media's coverage of protests, and this just super interests me. So this was sent to me by St. Martin's Press, and this comes out in October. So I am looking forward to reading this, and like I said, I've been in a really big essay collection kick right now, so I feel like this is a good pick for nonfiction. 3. It's a 3, which gives us a TBR friend. And we have TBR MASH. We haven't had this one before. So we got a TBR game, a snail trail friend, if you will. And that is TBR MASH, which is Chloe from Persistent Bookworms TBR game. I really love this one. I think this is super creative and fun. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing the full thing because that's picking a bunch of different ones, and then there's the MASH in the middle and all of that. Go check her channel out for the playlist of those videos and the actual TBR game because it's quite entertaining. I'll link her channel down below. So I'll have to think about this and decide exactly how I'm going to do this, but let's jump over to that and we'll see what I did. Okay, so here we are. Like I said, not really sure the best way to do this, but the way that I've decided is that I'm going to roll a d20. Whatever number it lands on, I'm going to count that around and around and around and around until I get to the last card standing. And that last card standing will be the one that I use for my prompt. So that's what we're going to do. That is not how the game is normally played. But when you're only picking one card, you got to get creative. So here we go. Let's see what we have. So it is, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. It's 15. So we're going to count around 15 until I get a card. So I must speed this up because you don't need to watch me count for like 15 minutes. All right, we have a final card. You peel off the sticky tape. It is an Instagram hashtag card. So hashtag diverse spines. So let's see if we turn anything up on Instagram. It's been a challenge lately. All right, so these can be quite challenging. So fingers crossed this works. Well, I said that, and I can already see several things that could work for this. But I'm gonna have to go with the one that is front and center, which is When We Were Birds, which was on last month's TBR. Didn't get read. Will it get read this month? I'm hopeful. I'm really excited about this one. It is set in Trinidad, and I believe there's like a ghosty aspect to it. I said the exact same thing last month. I still don't really know what this book is about. Roll number 4 is the 1. This is going great, guys. And we have added to a reading challenge. So a book that has been added to a reading challenge would be a book that is added to a Storygraph reading challenge. So something that fits one of the prompts on there. So kind of meta here. But that does give me a great chance to put the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois on here. Du Bois, I think. Because this fits the final prompt for one of my reading challenges. So when I complete this, I will complete that reading challenge. And I think the challenge itself is to read a book that intimidates you. I think that goes without saying. This is kind of an epic story about a family, an African-American family through the years, and it touches on multiple generations, but the main story is about Ailey, and it's like her coming of age story. So yeah, I am really enjoying this so far. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am like a third or a fourth of the way through this, and yeah, so I'm glad that I was able to squeeze it on here so that I can finish it up and it will actually be part of my TBR, unlike last month. Roll 5 is a 6. Narrowly missed that puddle, thankfully. Bought new. For bought new, I'm going to be putting another book back on my TBR from last month, which is A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy. This is about, it's a male-male romance set at Wandawood, or basically Dollywood. And it's got like country music vibes, amusement park setting, and just sounds right up my alley. Just didn't get to it this month, but this is one that I've really wanted to read. I pre-ordered this, so obviously I bought it new. Roll number 6. Oh my goodness, is another 1. This is going great. We have Books and Tea, which is gonna be fun. No idea what's gonna be on here. I'm honestly just hoping to find a book I haven't read or that I own in some capacity. What are all these classics? Anything that I currently own? Nope. Ha! Finally. Oh boy. So I found this picture right here, which is a book that I own and have not read, and that is Open Waters by Caleb Ozuma Nelson, and one that I'm really excited to read. This one is following 2 people who are both Black and British, and I think they're both in art fields, and it's kind of like a slow burn romance, if I remember correctly. I started reading this one, and I remember that the writing style, I think, is in second person, and so it was a little jarring at the moment, but I want to get back to this. I'm going to start it back over. So I did finally find one after like 4 minutes of searching. Roll number whatever this is. Oh my god, is it 2? This might be the worst one so far. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna have to redraw this one because I have my script on hiatus, so hold on. All right, so in place of script, we have a 5-star prediction. Okay, so this is getting out of hand. I might need to stop rolling 1s and 2s. So for 5-star prediction, I'm gonna be putting a book on here that I recently added to my 5-star predictions list, and that is Lillian Boxfish Takes a Walk. This just has always, from the moment I heard about it, seemed right up my alley, and I genuinely think I'm going to adore everything about this. It's about a woman who's, I think, in her 80s, and she's just like walking along the streets of New York City on New Year's Eve, just thinking about her life and interacting with people along the way. And this sounds so good. Like, I absolutely think I'm gonna adore this. So this is what I'm adding. Oh my gosh. We have foiled cover. We're still going. Gonna get to the unhinged laughter part of the video because genuinely, what is going on? So I am gonna add the School for Good Mothers on here for a foiled book. As you can see, the writing at the top is foiled. And to be honest, the reason I'm adding this is because at this point, this TBR is already out of control. And we still got a ways to go on the board. So yeah, I actually am thinking that this is potentially going to be a DNF for me, just from everything that I've heard. And I know you're thinking, like, why are you going to read it if you think it's going to be a DNF? Because it has the potential not to be, and it's one of those that I want to give a good try. So I'm trying to go into it without the expectation that I'm going to DNF it. But basically this is about a woman who... So the way I've heard it described is like she has to run to the office quickly while her child is sleeping, and then she's held up for a longer period of time than she thought, and then her kid gets taken away and she has to go to the School for Good Mothers. So it sort of gives me the Farm vibes. That book I really enjoyed, and so it gives me that vibe. Although I have heard something about like the beginning part, and like in the Farm you really you really sympathize with the main character. And some of the reviews I've seen of this one is a lot of people saying that you can't sympathize with the main character. And I am just curious to see what I'm gonna think. So this one is going on the TBR and we will see. I'm definitely gonna put this in a potential try a chapter video this month. Then we have 4. 4 gets us... Oh, that's a good one. We have Libro FM ARC. Well, let's just keep going, shall we? Libro FM ARC, that's easy. At least that's an audiobook. I have quite a few of those to choose from. I am a Libro FM influencer program participant. And I have so many books on there that I need to listen to. I just have... Audiobooks have been touch and go because now that my child can repeat things, he takes in what the book says and repeats it back. So I have to be really, even if it's on like 2 times speed, he still takes it in and repeats it back. So I have to be really careful about the books that I listen to in the car with him. So yes, I'm going to go with Honey and Spice by Balo Babalola, I think is how it's pronounced. I read a book by this author previously that was like a short story collection and really enjoyed it. And this one actually is part of a kind of secret project that I'm working on that you guys will see sometime later this year. But yeah, that one interests me a lot. I don't remember what it's about. I just know that I loved this author, and as soon as I saw that she was coming out with a new book, I was like, I have to read it. So that is why I'm sorry I don't have a synopsis for that one. I am slightly feeling a little unhinged at this point. Maybe the last roll? Absolutely not. It's another 2. Oh, okay. This is fantastic. Remove a book and redraw. Okay, so I can remove a book and redraw. I am not, I don't know. I'm not looking at these and necessarily thinking I want to redraw anything, but I'm gonna redraw, like I'm gonna draw another card and then decide whether I like it better than any of the other ones. So let's see. So this one is I don't know if you can read that. It is not gonna focus on it at all because it thinks my face is the focus. Can you focus? No, it's not gonna focus. I'm sorry. I'll hold it back here, maybe you can see it. It's baby pick. Nope, we're not doing that because the baby's not here and I don't want to film another clip. So, here to say that while I appreciate remove a book and redraw, I will not be redrawing. What this does mean is that I don't actually have to add a 10th book to this list. So that's at least nice. Let's see what the 11th roll has in store for us. Oh, okay. This actually is nice. Okay, so 11. Good Lord, I hope this is the last one. Tic Tac TBR. So this is Ruby from Ruby Red's TBR game. This one is done a little bit different than the rest of my Snail Trail Friend cards because this one I will be doing a readathon, not a readathon, a vlog and like a weekend reading challenge to myself to try to get a bingo in the Tic Tac TBR board. So let me generate the prompts for that board and then I'll pop it up here. And yeah, here it is. I will do that in post. And then I will have that video come out a little later this month and we'll see if I got a bingo, how I did. Yeah. Oh, and I will of course link Ruby's channel below. I love Tic Tac TBR. It's so much fun. I've gotten this one before in a TBR and I really enjoyed doing it, so I know I will enjoy it this time around as well. This be a 4. Oh, it's an 8. Okay. And the final book is from that stack of 8. The 8th book in that stack was, of course, Engine Summer by John Crowley, and yeah. This is one of These Books Will Self-Destruct books. It's one of the SF Masterwork editions I've had for a number of years. And this one is post-apocalyptic, science fiction. People are living in like idyllic towns, and then this guy, I think, goes on some kind of pilgrimage, finds out things aren't what they seem. This is one I'll be definitely doing a try chapter with because like I said in that These Books Will Self-Destruct video, not sold on this entirely. I was really into the SF Masterwork editions there for a minute, but of the ones that I've read, I've not been overly impressed because, let's be honest, in modern times, a lot of the older sci-fi guys have a certain style that wouldn't fly these days. So yes, there is that. But I'm very interested to give this one a try and see if it holds up today. This is a giant stack. Not as big as I expected it to be based on the number of 1s and 2s that I got. But there's no way I will read this many books in the month of August, just so we're clear. I feel like August is usually kind of a slow reading month for me. Reading in the heat, I don't know. I feel like cozy season is better for me. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Happy reading to you guys. Let me know if there are any of these that I should prioritize getting to first. Obviously, I'm going to be reading that top one first. But any thoughts on the rest of them, I would love that down in the comments below. And yeah, I will let you know how Tic Tac TBR goes. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!